Hello students. So this is our video number part 3 where we are going to discuss about matter. Okay. So in our previous video we have already discussed about 3 types of matter. Okay. The classification of matter that we have discussed, where we have learnt about 3 types of matter: solids, liquids and gas. So in our today's video, first we will discuss about the difference between three types of matter, that are solid, liquid and gas. So first solid, then liquid and then gas. Okay, so these are the 3 types of matter: solid, liquid and gas. So here we will see the point of difference. Okay, the point of difference of classification of these 3 types of matter. So here I am writing point of difference okay. So here we will discuss different types of properties on the basis of which we can classify these 3 types of matter, that are solid, liquid and gas. So first property is number 1, volume and shape. Okay, the first property or the first point of difference, that is volume and shape. So now already we have discussed about solid, liquid and gas. We have discussed that solid are the type of matter which always has a definite shape and definite volume, right? Just like this blackboard, okay, this duster, this is a solid substance and therefore it has a definite shape. The shape that we can see in this duster, that is definite. If we want to change its shape, then we have to apply a huge amount of force. So therefore it is having a definite shape. Not only definite shape, a definite volume also. It is having a definite volume. Okay, so the first point of difference is solids have definite volume and shape. Okay, solids have definite volume and shape. Now come to the next type of matter, that is liquid. So liquids do not have any definite shape, because suppose you have taken water, okay, now in any container if you keep it, so it will just take the shape of the container. If you are putting the water in a glass, so it will take the shape of the glass. If you are putting the water in a bowl, okay, or in a vessel, so it will take the shape of the container in which you are keeping this. So therefore liquids do not have any definite or any perfect shape, but they are having a definite volume. Okay, so liquids have a definite volume, and because of this, whenever we want to define the liquid in terms of any quantity, so therefore we say that 1 liter of water, okay, half liter of water, or 500 milliliter water. So therefore the definite thing the liquids have is the volume of the liquid. Okay, liquids have definite volume. So therefore liquids have definite volume, but no definite shape. Okay, liquids have definite volume but no definite shape. It will just occupy the shape of the container in which you are keeping the liquid. Next type of matter, that is gas. As we know, the gas occupy the total volume as well as the total shape of the container in which it is kept. Just like this room or the room in which you are present now, okay, that has air in it. So air is one type of gaseous mixture. So the air that has just occupied the total volume of your room as well as the total shape of your room. Okay, if it is cubical, so then it will take the cubical shape. Okay, or whatever, if you are keeping the gas in any another container, so it will take the shape of the container. So therefore the last one, that is the gas, they do not have any definite shape as well as any definite volume. So the last point, gases do not have any definite shape and volume. Okay, gases do not have any definite shape and volume. So these 3 points are clear. Okay, now the next point, that is intermolecular force of attraction. Intermolecular force of attraction. Okay, so first we have to know that what is intermolecular force of attraction. So that also we have discussed in our previous video, that any two molecules or any two particles, okay, whether they are atoms or whether they are molecules, they always have an attractive force acting between them. If no attractive force were there, so therefore all the particles will attach, all the particles will detach from themselves. Okay, they will be separated out in that case when there is no attractive force between them. But any two particles, always they have an attractive force between them by which these two particles are combined or are attached with each other. So therefore there is always an attractive force between these two particles. So this attractive force is called intermolecular force of attraction or interparticular force of attraction. Now the second question is that among solid, liquid and gas, which one is having the highest or largest amount of attractive force? So in case of solid substance, they are having highest amount of intermolecular force of attraction, and because of this the solid molecules are closely packed. Okay, the solid molecules are closely packed because of higher intermolecular force of attraction. So in this point, what will come here, that the intermolecular force of attraction is strongest. Okay, intermolecular force of attraction is strongest for the solid. For the gaseous substance, this is the weakest. Okay, this is very weak or weakest. And for the liquid molecules, it is not so very strong and not so very weak. So that is medium. Okay, not very strong not very weak. So the attractive force or the intermolecular force of attraction between two particles, it is medium for the liquid substance, okay. For solid it is strongest, and for gas it is the weakest. Clear? Next point is that intermolecular space, okay. Intermolecular space means what? That is the distance between two molecules. Intermolecular space is the gap or the distance. This is the gap or the distance between two molecules. So now I have already told. So intermolecular distance is just reciprocal to the attractive force. Okay, it is just the reciprocal or just the opposite of the attractive force. So for a substance where the intermolecular force of attraction is strongest, for this the intermolecular distance will be the lowest. Okay, the intermolecular space is very low. So because of the smaller intermolecular distance, they are just facing a very large amount of attractive force. So here the point will be the intermolecular space is shortest. That means the gap between two molecules is very low. Okay. Now for gas, the gas molecules are apart from each other for a larger distance. Okay. So therefore the distance between two gaseous molecules are extremely high. So therefore they are facing the weakest intermolecular force of attraction. So therefore this will be just opposite to it. It is longest or highest. Okay, for gaseous molecules, intermolecular space is highest or longest, and for the middle one, that is the liquid, that is having just medium distance between the intermolecule, between the two molecules or between two particles. Okay, so here the intermolecular distance is shortest, here it is the highest, and here this is the medium. So that is their relation of intermolecular distance with intermolecular force of attraction. Okay, now next point of difference, that is the rigidity. So next point of difference, that is point number 4, rigidity. So what is rigidity? Rigidity means the solid, in case of solid substance, the molecules are closely packed with each other. Okay, so therefore the solid substances are highly rigid. Okay, because of the close packing or the lowest intermolecular space between the molecules. So the solid substances are highly rigid. Okay. Now next, for the gaseous substance, that is just opposite to that of the solid. In case of gaseous substance, there is a larger, extremely larger distance between two molecules or between two particles are present. So therefore, in case of gaseous molecules or gaseous substance, they are not at all rigid. So not rigid. Because if we see there, if we see the packing of the molecules, so then we can see that in case of solid substance, these are the molecules of the solid or the particles of the solid. Okay, so see that, just see here, these molecules are closely or tightly packed within this volume. Okay, if this is the volume of the solid substance, so then these molecules are tightly packed or strongly packed into this volume. But if you see the gas, as the gas has no definite shape or no definite volume, so all the gas molecules are randomly present in the volume. Okay, the gas molecules can move freely also because of lower intermolecular force of attraction and higher intermolecular space. Okay, all the molecules are sharing a largest or longer intermolecular space between them, so they are free to move randomly in the volume, inside the volume. Clear? And here see that no space is there. Okay, no space is there for the solid molecules to move freely or to move randomly. So the solid molecules cannot move from one part to another part. Just like here, as the gas molecules are free, so they can move wherever they want to go. Okay, so they are free to move. They can move randomly. But in case of solid, they cannot move randomly because of its closed packed structure. And in case of liquids are having spaces between them which is greater than solid but lower than the gas. Okay, they are having intermolecular spaces between them which is greater than solid but lower than the gas, and that's why the liquid molecules can move freely, but they cannot move as much as freely just like the gas. So they are just having medium arrangement. Okay, medium arrangement because of their medium intermolecular space as well as intermolecular force of attraction. So that is the rigidity. So here they are also not rigid. Rigid means where they cannot move freely. Okay, rigid means when the molecules are closely packed, so they cannot move freely. So the example is only for solid because both of them the molecules can move freely. Next point is fluidity. F-L-U-I-D-I-T-Y. Fluidity. So fluidity is the property by which a substance can move freely. Fluidity is the property by which a substance can move freely. So actually fluidity is seen only for liquids and only for gases, because as the molecules are having larger space and lower intermolecular force of attraction, so they can move freely. So because of the free movement of the molecules, the substances can also move. Okay, and that's why these are called fluids. F-L-U-I-D-S, fluids. Okay, because of their free movement. So fluidity is maximum for gas. Fluidity is maximum for gas. It is medium for liquid. Okay, and no fluidity is seen for the solid substance because of its strongly packed structure. Okay, that is the property called fluidity. Next property is, that was point number 5. Next, point number 6, compressibility. Next property is compressibility. So compressibility means what? This structure that I have to keep here just to show this. Compressible means what? Compressible means if you just apply pressure from outside on a substance. Okay, if you apply pressure from outside on a substance and if it can contract the volume by applying the pressure from outside, if it is possible to contract or to decrease the volume of a substance, so that means what? That means obviously there must be some space between the particles to squeeze. Okay, there must be some space between two particles to be squeezed. So if this is possible, so then the substances are called compressible. Now see here, in case of solid substance, the molecules are tightly packed or rigidly packed. So whenever you are applying pressure here, so it is not possible to compress the volume or to decrease the volume. because there is no such space between two molecules which we can compress. But in case of liquid, here you can see that intermolecular spaces are there. So that means if we apply pressure from outside, so there are some spaces between the molecules that can be compressed or that can be squeezed. Okay, so that's why these are compressible. These are compressible, and which one is highly compressible? That is the gas, because here you can see that more large amount of spaces are present between the molecules or between the particles. So whenever you are applying pressure here, so it is possible to compress it highly. Okay, so in terms of compressibility, we can say that gases are highly compressible. Okay, gases are highly compressible. Okay, now for liquid, again it is medium. The compressibility is medium here. Okay, and for solid, it is not at all compressible. Not compressible. But for some solids that can be compressible, that can vary. Okay, that can vary from one solid to another. But in general, solids are not compressible. Clear? So these are three properties, and next the last property. Okay, already all properties are discussed. So these are different properties of the solids, and the difference between solid, liquid and gas is very important. Okay. The classification of the matter on basis of the arrangement of the particles. So these are the solid, liquid, gas, that is very important. So just go through this video properly, and just copy and read the notes that I have provided with this video. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Have a good day.